Hey everybody, welcome back to more variety in Wargaming Dragon. Once again, not playing US or NORAD. We're back to the variety for now. And somebody gave me money to play with Japan, so I'll happily oblige if you give me money to play basically whatever you want. Uh, yeah, give me all your hard-earned money. I deserve it more than you. No, I'm obviously joking. Either way, Japan National, they certainly have some gaps. The big thing, of course, is just get right into it. Is you get 3 Q-Marus per card, which is obviously really cool. Tough to really get a lot of value out of that in a 1 versus 1. Not saying it can't happen. It's just rare that that actually makes a difference. Especially because it doesn't affect the upvetted veterancy, right? If that allowed you to get 2 on veteran per card, that would actually be relatively noticeable. But getting 6 instead of, let's say, 4 in Blue Dragons for 1v1 purposes, not a huge deal. Although what it does allow us is to go 1 up with it and 1 down with it, and then we still have 4 of them, which is nice. And I think this is probably the ideal way to go about it in a 1 versus 1. Unfortunately, due to, let's say, its stat distribution, it's tough to really say, all right, I'm gonna pay 170 points for this tank and just pretend those are 2 medium tanks. It is relatively light armored for its price. It does not have the autonomy. And although it does have 12 RPM to essentially make up for the fact that you have 1 gun instead of 2, you still only have 3 HE like most Blue 4 tanks, and only a 50 cal. It just doesn't quite work out like that, unfortunately. Not like many people are saying this, or honestly, I don't think I've ever heard that argument, but it doesn't really substitute for the next tank, basically, in the price line, if you will, being a 60-point lightly armored tank once again. Finally enough to really get to a tank that has good armor for its price, you gotta get down to 15 points. And this thing is just massively held back by both low speed and low autonomy. One of those things you can work with, both being low is just horrible, because again, as always, autonomy is a timer. So low speed makes low autonomy be even more noticeable. But let's go back to logistics and just go through it. 30% availability bonus means that 3 per card stuff is going to be 4 per card. And of course, 2 per card stuff being 3 per card, like the Q-Maru, but the former is very noticeable on command infantry or command units in general. So we got 4 infantry CVs per card, which is really, really good. Is 25 points worth the speed on 50 cal? Sorry, it's 50 points, right? This is 110 points. You know what? Yeah, 50 points. What did I go for, like a tank CB? Don't forget, like 3 side armor is actually worth quite a bit, and the extra front armor means that from 75% of the sides, you're gonna get significantly reduced HE damage. And if it comes down to having to defend itself, it unfortunately is heat. But do not forget, Nanion Shikis have like a semi-autoloader, if you will. They have 3 shots, they fire in pretty relatively quick succession and then a longer reload time. So the 10 RPM is technically accurate over a minute. But if you're talking about, let's say, 20-second engagements or 15-second engagements, it's always going to get more shots out than almost any other tank. Exceptions being stuff like maybe an AGS or AMX 13, right? But yeah, it just doesn't show on the unit card. Also, the tank is tilted, which is I don't understand why this tank is tilted, or some units are tilted. Are they tilted in game as well? I never noticed. It's hard to pay attention because usually you can't really zoom that in as far in, I think. Supply drug 10 points is not very nice. I hate 10 points supply drugs. Infantry, this is a nice card. Get your defensively oriented infantry, some decent fire support. Solid squad. 2 mod are very nice to have. We can upbet them and still get 8, which is really cool. These guys are not so great. Unfortunately, oh my god, excuse me. Unfortunately, 5-pointer does have only 1 armor. And we do not get reservists either, so our spam is not so great. I'm gonna put in the Han as well. This is like a nice decent combo with the HQ Shiki. You do have the Han with this already as well, but it's still nice in my opinion to have these two. And probably just Kute. They're good for towns. We don't get Tokyo-onsa. They're South Korean. I knew that. I did not go to the recap to confirm what I just said. I swear. Ahem. Yeah. There's definitely an argument to be made to put these guys in. Or to put these guys in the Hachikushiki. And honestly, maybe I should. Because if it comes down to them having to fight a force against other IFVs, they're gonna be nice to be around. Or tanks or anything like that. Anti-air wise, we do get the Tansam and the Kinsams, which are decent. Gun tank, not a fan because only 300 kilometers autonomy. I'm gonna put it to Hog. We do not get the Spanx though, unfortunately. And this thing is just horrible. Solid mortar, it's an acceptable MLRS. Not sure if you want it. I think I'd rather have the 155 SP. It's a decent artillery piece. Basically an M109 with more range, which is honestly nice to have. Because on some maps, the base M109 really has range issues. Tank tab. We should go for the Nani on Shikiji. And because I feel like people are gonna be like, you should totally use this tank, let's use it. It's not like the worst tank out there, but we're gonna definitely see the issues it has, I think. Ninja is kind of a must-have. Don't think we will need more than 3, as its role is kinda limited. It's either that to just kill helicopters or to sneak around and cheese, but unlike a tiger, if there's like no helicopters around or you can't make use of, spotting stuff somewhere to kill with planes or etc., or it's just hard to spot in general, there's no real reason to get another ninja. So yeah, and some recon squads. Renzo for the meme purpose. Shumat is kind of okay, but nah. H1S kind of the only good option here. Basic toes just can't even one-shot 2 armor, right? F-15J is going to be a solid ASF. F1 is going to be our only anti-ground band. I think I'm actually going to go with 4 on rookie. Because if we get to the point where we can overwhelm the AA, I'd rather have more than them being accurate. Kilo Hunter and might as well. Maybe eventually at some point in the game I can make use of the 2 napalm bombs with 0% ECM on a slow plane kind of deal. I doubt it, but I think it's worth more. I'd rather have that than the F4EJ. Maybe I can make use of it as like a meat shield or something. We still have 5 activation points left. Neither of these tabs offer something important. Logistics tab would allow us to get, I guess, this or okay. I hate this, but out of all the other units I could add, I think this is the one where I could see potentially being like a very niche scenario where I have something behind enemy lines, and if I could resupply it, I would get a lot of value out of it, and getting something like this across the entire map is gonna take ages. So maybe there's gonna be a reason for this. This is horribly inefficient for the cost, by the way. I guess it's not even that bad, right? Like for 500 liters on this cost 20 points, so 1000 liters cost 20 points here. So you only pay like a 25% premium to get it on a helicopter, I suppose. It's not that bad. And then second count of these bad boys. Why not? I don't think there's a reason to go for. To go for the smart or right decision is probably to go for this. Should I upfit this? I kind of want to upfit this and have 2 cards, but then I'd have to take out the supply helo. And now I talked myself into using a supply helo. Alright, let's go for this. Yeah. 203 SP is probably the, let's say, safer choice of unit. On some maps, it's actually difficult to make good use of massed inaccurate artillery, whereas like a single or two or three SPs usually are faster when it comes to paying off, but I just enjoy using this. This is also a good option, actually. I completely forgot. It's like the Anzac M108, just with less ammo. But I have a soft spot for these artillery pieces. We also do a heat spam with the nano and cheeky A's. One of the few times, I think, or one of the few units with which you could actually make use of the, the whole heat deal always deals 1 damage even at max range, or can always penetrate and deal 1 damage thingy magic. It's probably the unit to do it best with because it has a stabilizer and has a high burst rate of fire. And when you have like a 4 stack or 2 4 stacks, you only need like 2 or 3 shots to go off, meaning you never get to that long real time. So yeah, this is probably the one unit where I'd say you can make it work. Everything else, like jeeps, etc., like there's gonna be the odd situation where yes, you can make it work, or like an Ontos or something like that. But I feel like the Nano Chicky A, or I guess the C1 as well, if you want to. Oh no, this one already has kinetic. So the Nano Chicky A, probably the one where it's easiest or most consistent to do it with. Either way, it's gonna be our deck, and I shall see you in a second once we find a right game. Alright. This is a good map for trying to get some cheeky, like aggressive line of sight with the ninja and snipe stuff with planes. So where blue dragons can really shine sometimes. Unfortunately, we have the F1 and not the Peace Pheasant. Gotta get lucky with those. Maybe I should have upvoted them. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But let's just see what we can do. I kind of have to start with Nani on Kiyomaru. I don't think pushing Bravo, unless you play against a deck that is really horrible when it comes to forest fighting, I don't think there's any reason for us to do this. We're gonna be awful at forest fighting. We have not good meat shields, we have not good infantry-based AT, at least in close ranges. And we don't have like tanks that are good for vehicles that are great for that either. Maybe the Rokuichi, but it's just gonna run out of fuel as soon as it arrives there. Or it's gonna move 5 meters because of its slow off-road speed, and then be out of fuel. So, yeah. Let's see what we can make with the Kyumaru. And since we don't have infantry meat shields, the Rokuichi will have to do. 6 armor means you need at least 20 AP heat, or 24 AP kinetic to one shot. Yeah. Let's get one of you there to hopefully secure a town. Get a Tansam. Get some Hachinanas. Fast. And I would like a second CV, honestly. With no mutual infantry whatsoever. With no Chumat in mid either. I'm not gonna be greedy. This is a map where you can definitely make I find it relatively easy. Or manageable, maybe it's a better way, to come back from a point deficit. Alright, good luck and fun. Is my mic? Yeah, my mic still works. Like I said in the last 2 videos, I'm having mic issues, so if I'm suddenly loud or if I'm suddenly quiet, as in like my mic is muted, then yeah, that's going on. And I've not been able to fix it yet. Not there, you're gonna note there. I have no recon infantry, I just realized. Where's the Kyumaru? Everything being Shiki at the end makes it really hard to actually like find a Kyumaru, I think. Salamandra. Could be Moto, this is upvoted. The question is it upvoted because of, the player decided to upvote it, or is it upvoted because of the free veterancy that Moto gets? Okay, try to cheese me with the MiG-21F. Those KTs. That's an Ito 90. Ugh, I'm getting one shot here. Okay. I'm not sure if it lost line of sight or if it was out of range. Anyway, MIP, I think that was on Hardened. Either way, killing that thing was really good for us. This might not be Moto. And those might just be Sissy. Let's not forget there's still the MiG-21 MF that might try to do some cheeky stuff to us. Those are 2 mods, I think. Oof. Spicy. We know, lucky. Yeah, decoys. Alright, this is not Moto we're fighting against. I mean, obviously we knew them with the mod already. But given that I see like a bunch of veteran stuff and no elite stuff, means that those are elite squads that are not upweighted. Those are also air decoys. Oh, they got really unlucky. With the Avilas missing. Careful. I'm getting a second shot off. Oh, maybe not. But I got a free shot off either way, so that's very good. Check if those air decoys died or not. Nice thing about the MIP is it has no rocket pods, right? It's just an MG, so those CC are probably sitting there. Actually, it's on veteran. So it could just be air decoys. Interesting. I would have gone for the super premium personally. It's faster. Oh, okay. Either they're retreating or they're dead. Better air decoys, that is. An F-15J. Nice thing about this map is the air spawns are very close, so even if I don't already I'm already circling with the ASF, it's relatively easy to react to just an incoming plane and still kill it. Nice. Circle this. It doesn't, you know, even though it's small, it doesn't necessarily prevent, though, planes from getting their load off, right? There they are. I should win easily, as I have an MG. I'm also up at it, they're not. Yeah, it's probably that Tensem, but if it means that MiG-21 crit. Oh, I still died. That's because those rockets just deal so much damage. Let's accept. Oh, I got crit by those air decoys down there. At least they're dead, so that's good. Honestly, Japan or Blue Dragons. I think one of the better decks to defend against Baltic front pushes against, I'd say. Because it's a lot of, in a sense it's similar. Like a lot of stuff that has relatively low armor for its price. They have Wilks, but usually don't see them that often. Well, let me put it that way. Usually see Baltic front over, Baltic moto or Baltic front, so Wilks and the T-72S, of course, always an option. Well, this might try to scout for Assyria, so we gotta be careful. But lots of light armor stuff, you know, XAs, etc. Should get another ninja, I think. But first I want to push in here. Didn't look like there were any new reinforcements coming in. Get some of you in there. Like a recon squad. Oh, okay. Why am I taking this? I might die here. Don't forget, I have really low armor. What's a huge mistake on my part. I had nothing to screen my tank with. Just took a shot for no good reason. I got lucky that it seemed like one of those shots missed. Yeah, this supply truck kill it. Hello? Thank you. Put you at the edge so you can actually spawn over the open field there. Let's get the one ready. It's really annoying, probably spotted by these guys back there. Oh, they moved out this far, holy. Shove with you, shove with you. Annoying. Jaguar. It's a T-72M1 for 75 points. Pretty bad tank, honestly. At this point, just pay the extra price for the fucking Rogue. It's not a good tank for the price at all. But also it's stupid to push up there when there's a Chumat here. I'm not gonna complain, unless of course this stuff misses. Again. Light shot with the law. I'll take it. If I hit, of course. Okay. Oh, such a good stun. Such a good stun. You'll fucking love to see it. M67 misses. It's fine. I'll allow it. I'm just decided to don't get sideshot by these, man. Oh, kill the F-18. All we lost was an F1. It's so good. Never mind. Fucking Eriko is down there. We have the faster aim time. They're panicked. We should. If we lose this engagement, I'm actually gonna be so mad. Okay. I was panic reversing because I just spotted something else that the Q-man was aiming at, but we killed both. GG. 9-minute game. Exactly. And honestly, this was such a good showcase of laser guided bombs. Even if they're small, right? They deal huge amounts of suppression, right? Those F1s didn't kill a single unit, I think, right? No. But they stunned and panicked. Stun, of course, means you can't do anything. Panic means less accurate. And in these cases, most importantly, longer aim time. Because if you're trying to hunt down tanks, you're very often fighting in pretty close range, so the lower accuracy, usually not a big deal. Lower aim time, though, huge deal. And panicking those mods, perfect. That's why F1s, then, you know, when you're behind and you have to like dislaunch a defensively positioned tank, that's not what they're good at. That's why you'd really love to have a piece fastened. But in other situations, the thing with the F1 is, right, or laser guided bombs, very, very often, even if they miss, right, they still deal a lot of suppression damage. So you can almost always even on like a rookie F1, you can bank on dealing a lot of suppression. So that was just such a good showcase of that, in my opinion. Of course, you know, you have to be in the right position to actually make use of that, right? As I just said, if you're trying to dislodge a defensive tank and deal 2 damage to it and panic it, that might do literally nothing for you to get back. Yes, it's gonna have worse DPS, etc., but if you can't threaten it with the other units that you need, like in this case a Q-Maru at relatively close range, that's not worth it, especially if you might lose it. F1 is 20% ECM, yes, 1000 kmh, but a horrible turn radius. So it very often dies pretty quickly. Oh, they might kill the Spike squad in the KRKK. I didn't even see that. That's so good. I was wondering why I didn't see a Spike around that. That explains it. Ninja killing the Salamandra, yes, essentially lost 10 points in that engagement, but you saw the MiG-21 MF, right? He was trying to spot for that, and we denied it. It means the 85-point investment at the start was worthless until, you know, later on where he sniped the Tansam. And of course I got value out of the Salamandra as well. But most importantly, I just protected my push against the MiG-21 map. It did, as a result, it couldn't kill anything, but also not panic anything. So that was actually really, really big. Really big. Yeah, other than that, it was just textbook. Except for that one shot on the Kumaru where I engaged against two of them. And just, yeah, that was such a stupid maneuver. Like, did anyone here play chess.com? I never did, but I watched every now and then a bit. It's like one of those two red exclamation points where it just says, "What the hell are you doing?" That's what that was. Either way, short one, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.